Pre-order now at NASCARheat.com.
When we do a track, we look for every single source that we can. Luckily, we've been able to send photographers out to the tracks to get thousands of reference photos.
They photograph every single inch of each one of these tracks. They're photographing the safer barriers, they're photographing the surface up close.
Got photos of that with like a tape measure down low and then a white card. That allows the artist to kind of balance out the colors and then get a sense of scale. Like the aggregate on the track, let's say it's, the size of a quarter. Well, if you have just a picture, you don't really know what the scale is, but by having this tape measure down there, the artist can then dial in the reference photo into the game.
We've got 23 authentic NASCAR tracks that we painstakingly recreated to make them look as realistic as possible.
I think the game itself portrays our sport very, very realistically. And a track like Darlington has great history.
As soon as we had our first track up and running about 8 months ago, there's been one guy whose entire job is to race the track and to make sure that everything is correct, from the way the AI race you, from the way that the lines feel when you're racing the track.
And he gives feedback, the drivers give feedback to the physics team. We know how wide the track is. We know exactly how high the banking is. If a track is narrow in real life, it's going to feel narrow in the game.
It was really important for us to have these kind of features so that every time somebody went to a new track, they felt like they were racing a new experience.
Maya is the software that we use for developing the tracks. And it's also a software that Hollywood uses on animated films. And we're able to set the exact date and time of practice, qualify, and the race.
The sun is actually in the right position for every track based on when that event takes place on a calendar. We really have that realistic feel of being at an event at one time of the year versus being at that same event at another time in the year. Dover, for example, has 2 events. As compared to the spring race, where the sun is high in the sky and the shadows are a bit shorter, when you get to the fall race, the sun is a bit lower in the sky, the shadows are a bit longer, the colors feel a bit warmer based on the time of year. Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano are in the office all the time providing feedback. We had Joey Logano come at one point and gave us feedback on Homestead and the progressive banking, how it exists in real life. He went into the game, got into the Highline and said, you know what, this feels a lot like what it feels like when I'm out there racing in real life. I mean, it's just invaluable to have that kind of feedback.
The drivers jump in and they like it. We're doing the right thing.
The realism that our fans are going to see when they play this game is just going to blow them away.
What we deliver is as real as we can make it. Check back for more developer diaries as we prepare for the September 13th release of NASCAR Heat Evolution.
Hi, I'm Richard Garcia, president of Monster Games. About 20 years ago, I had the opportunity to get the license to do a NASCAR racing title with Hasbro. Then got a chance to work on a sequel to it, NASCAR Heat 2002. And so looking for something to make a new product that differentiated from everybody else. That's how we started the project Dirt to Daytona.
The main goal has been to deliver an authentic NASCAR experience that everyone can enjoy.
That was a very successful product to us, but we were kind of disappointed when we finally lost the NASCAR license, because I'd always constantly think of like, how was I going to improve the product, what features I want to add, and I didn't have the chance to do any more NASCAR racing. About 2 years ago, I got contacted to do work on a NASCAR product again, NASCAR Heat Evolution. We went and played all the old games. We wanted to build upon our previous experience, our previous feature set, and say, how do we make a better product?
When we first got the license back and were able to start working on it, we could go back to watching the races and be like, oh, fantastic, this is really fun for us. Now that we're back revisiting again, we brought back the way that we wanted the AI to behave so that the player can really feel like they're racing against real AI and feel like they're going to each track and they're getting a different experience.
A lot of the artists that worked on NASCAR Heat are still here today. So we have a lot of experience that we can go back on. Because that way we can start to build towards what we were trying to achieve back in Dirt to Daytona.
Bobby Labonte was fantastic for us back when we worked on Dirt Daytona. He gave us a lot of really great feedback and helped us shape and mold the game.
We have Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney helping us now with the feel of the cars. Yeah, if the drivers jump in and they like it, then we're doing the right thing. And then the players by our game will know that what they're experiencing is what a driver experiences.
Check back for more developer diaries as we prepare for the September 13th release of NASCAR Heat Evolution.
One of the new things we want to do is make it so that you can create a driver and feel like that's the person who is your hero who's in the race racing.
With the career mode, what we've done is we've started you off in a car where you don't have any sponsors.
At the beginning, the first question that you're asked is like, well, do you want this to be a Chevy, a Ford, or a Toyota? Throughout the year, you're actually going to get offers. You'll have that choice, and you'll know, you can decide right there, if I choose this sponsor, I'm going to have to go to Chevy or I'm going to have to go to Ford. Is that something that I want to do?
And then it's your job to finish races well, get noticed by sponsors, get paid by sponsors, and then sign new contracts, use that money to upgrade your car, use that to finish better in races, and then use the better finishing position to get better sponsors, better money, better car.
There are things like your aero will be improved based on the money you spend on it. The horsepower of your car would be improved based on the money you spend on it. It's an investment. I mean, it's kind of hard, just like I would imagine it to be in real life to win a NASCAR Sprint Cup championship. You really got to devote some time to it.
The season mode, we have 5 different seasons that we let you race. 6 race season all the way up to the authentic 36 race experience with the full chase. And then you can just pick a driver, your favorite driver. The car that you're racing is just like a normal, fully upgraded car. And so you right from the get-go, you'll be very competitive with the AI, and you'll be able to work your way through and hopefully win the championship.
For damage in NASCAR Heat Evolution, we have no damage, of course, which means you can just beat and bang all you want. It won't affect you at all. Then we have light damage and full damage. Light damage is, hit some walls, hit some other cars. You won't see as much damage on the car. Full damage is like you would expect in a NASCAR race on Sunday. Taking a whole bunch of dents and your car just does not look any good anymore, then you're gonna have problems with your aerodynamics. You can blow your engine and you'll have to try to cruise your way back to the pits and get that fixed up. So there's a full array of options and bad things that can happen to you if you don't take care of your car. So we're super excited about online multiplayer in NASCAR Heat Evolution because we're finally at 40 players. There have been a lot of NASCAR games that have come out over the past 2 decades or so, and they've never been able to get a full field of stock cars playing online. And this year, we're excited to say that we can. We've got 40 human players in online racing.
Our goal for multiplayer is to make it so that anybody who wants to do it can do it and feel like they're in the right spot.
We've got 3 lobby types. We've got no rules, normal, and hosted. No rules is an area where the casual player is going to be able to go. Normal is not quite hosted, but it's where people who might want a little bit more of a simulation experience, you've got some skill and you want to test your skills against those drivers of similar skill, that's the area you're going to want to go to. Hosted is probably going to be for a more serious NASCAR fan. The host can create the session, and that host can have control over the level of player that can join that room. So if you want to play with only people who are at a certain level, the host is going to be able to control that, going to allow people to control the type of player that they're playing with.
And that hopefully will allow everybody who wants to get a certain NASCAR experience to go in and enjoy it the way that they can.
It's just been a great time, and I think everybody who plays this is going to enjoy and appreciate the fact that their racing experience is going to be solid from start to finish.